Fancy Nancy and the Posh Puppy. I am ecstatic. That's a fancy word for happy. We're going to get a puppy, a real one. I hope we get a papillon, like our neighbor's dog. You say it like this, papillon. In French, it means butterfly. I help Miss Divine take care of Jewel. We take her to the beauty salon. We buy her new ensembles. That's a fancy word for clothes. Papillons are so posh. That's a fancy word for fancy. There is only one problem. My parents. Papillons like to stay indoors, says Dad. They're too little. And delicate, my mom says. What about one of these dogs? I shake my head. Too big, too brown, too plain. Sometimes it's hard being the only fancy person in a family. Then I get an idea that is spectacular. That's a fancy word for great. We can puppy sit for Jewel. My parents say, okay, so does Miss Divine. My family will see how happy we'll be with a papillon puppy. I introduce Jewel to my doll, Maribel. I show my sister how to groom Jewel and how to scoop her poop. My sister wants to hold Jewel, and kiss Jewel. I tell her, you must be gentle. What a responsible girl you are, my mom says. Some dog is going to be very lucky. Merci, I say. That's French for thank you. 2 of my friends are walking their dogs. Come over to my house, I say. I'm puppy sitting. All the dogs can play together. Rusty splashes in the wading pool. Jewel hides behind my legs. Scamp plays fetch. Go, Jewel, get the ball, I yell. Jewel just looks at me. She gets exhausted pretty quickly, I tell my friends. That's a fancy word for tired. While Jewel gets her beauty rest, we have refreshments. Oh no! Look what my sister's doing! Poor Jewel is terrified. Mom, come quick! Jewel is going to be sick! When we get our papillon, I'm not letting her near it, I say. My mom whispers. She doesn't know better. She was trying to be nice. I know that. We take Jewel back to her house. She is a perfect dog for Miss Divine, but maybe she isn't the perfect dog for us. I'm so sad that I hardly get fancy when we go to the King's Crown for dinner. On the way home, we drive by the animal shelter. Let's take a look, my mom says. All those dogs need a family to love them. I ask the lady, are there any fancy dogs here? And she says, I think I have just the dog for you. She's funny and playful and smart and cuddly. Her name is Frenchie. Frenchie? I like the sound of that. Frenchie runs right to me and jumps in my lap. She likes it when my sister hugs her. Frenchie is the perfect dog for us. My dad says Frenchie is a LaSalle Spaniel. That's a very unique breed. Unique is fancy for one of a kind. You know what? Maybe that's even better than fancy.